The smartphone market is as aggressive as it's ever been, with new superphones taking on bold designs and top-end specs, and unavoidably, higher price tags. Thankfully, the Moto G series has always been a great option for those that just want reliable performance without the crazy cost of entry, and the latest addition to the series is no exception. I'm Hayato with 9 to 5 Google, and this is our review of the Moto G5 Plus from Lenovo. The build quality on the Moto G5 Plus is a nice step up from previous generations. The mostly aluminum body feels sturdy and nice in the hand, though the power and volume buttons on the right-hand side are pretty mushy. The design takes after the Moto Z series with a fingerprint sensor below the display and a huge camera dome around back. It's kinda ugly and the camera protrudes out a little bit, so it'll probably get scratched over time, but those are easy enough problems to fix with a case. The only major complaint I have with the G5 Plus's hardware is the micro USB port, which should be USB Type-C if you ask me, but most of the target audience will probably prefer it this way. Up front, the bezels on the G5 Plus are pretty huge, but Lenovo at least tucked a loud front-facing speaker into the earpiece to make up for it. The display is a 5.2-inch 1080p LCD panel, and I've gotta say it looks a lot better than I was expecting. It washes out pretty quickly in direct sunlight, but it has nice color saturation and is capable of getting pretty dim for when you're scrolling through Twitter in bed. The fingerprint sensor underneath the display is another pleasant surprise. It's nicely recessed, so it's easier to find with your thumb, and it's really quick and accurate. You can also map it as a sort of gesture trackpad to replace the on-screen navigation keys if you so choose. We've seen this before on phones like the Huawei P10, and it's definitely not something that everybody's going to want, but it's a nice option to have to help maximize screen real estate. The G5 Plus comes with the cleanest software experience I've seen on an Android device that doesn't have Nexus or Pixel in the name. It's nearly stock Android 7.0 Nougat with just a few Moto tweaks that are all genuinely useful. Gestures like the double twist or chop to launch the camera and flashlight respectively, Moto Display to preview notifications without unlocking the screen, and minimalist widgets to give the time and weather a clean look on your home screen. There's shockingly few pre-installed apps out of the box, and it makes the phone a delight for even the most discerning software snobs. Now, the cameras on the G5 Plus are a bit more of a mixed bag. I love the double twist gesture to launch the camera, even with the phone off, so much so that I've taken the camera shortcut off of my home screen. But as for the photos themselves, well, sometimes it takes surprisingly good shots. I've taken a lot of text-heavy pictures with the G5 Plus, and most of the time, even small print is easily legible. Other times, though, some of the photos I've taken leave a lot to be desired as far as colors and detail go, and even the f1.7 aperture isn't enough to pull out a good shot in dimmer lighting. Still, considering the sub-$300 price tag of the G5 Plus, it's hard to complain too much about the overall camera experience. Battery life is the best part of using the Moto G5 Plus. Despite having a pretty average 3000 mAh battery sealed inside, the G5 Plus consistently gave me over 5 hours of screen on time in my testing, and I almost never had to top it up throughout the day. And if you do manage to wind the battery down, Lenovo advertises 6 hours of battery life with just a 15-minute turbocharge, and that about lines up with my testing. So, all in all, if you're in the market for a high-end phone at a low-end price, then look no further. Between all-day battery life, fast charging, clean software, great performance, and a pretty capable camera, the Moto G5 Plus is probably the best phone $229 has ever gotten you.